Hey guys, how you doing? It's me, Gloria, Spiralbox 346, and today I'm bringing you my design team post for Mrs. Kate's Cuttables. I'm up to date, so if you guys would like, head over to mrskate'scuttables.blogspot.com and check out all the other awesome design team members. And also, don't forget to go grab your freebie. Every single day, she gives out a free SVG file, which are amazing, guys. So today I'm coming to you to show you how I design my card on Design Space. So now, first thing we have to do is log on to our account. And now that we log in, we're going to have to click into Cricut or Create New Project. And the first thing that I want to do is insert my images. So I need 3 squares, but they're all going to be different sizes. So this first one right here, this first one, I want it to be 5.5, and then the height, I want it to be 4.25. Now here goes my first layer. Now I actually want to change the colors on this. I do change the colors of my cardstock in the back, but not my cuts. So let's click on here and change this white. Then I'm going to add this one, and we're going to do the same with this one, but this layer is going to be 5.25 by 4. So every layer is going to be 1/4 of an inch shy. And then that one goes on top of there. And then I got one more layer. And I want to add, let me add this one, this color, like a tan. And then this one, I want it, let's say, okay, let's say this color for, this is just an example, guys. When I design my cards, it's just an example. Okay, so now I want to go to the edit tool, and I want to change this. So if my first layer is 5.5, which that 5.5 by 4.25 is my card base, my next layer is 4 by 5.25. So this one's going to be 5.3.75. Okay, so there goes my layers right here. Now what I would like to do to make sure that they all lined up good, I'll come up here to the Aligns tab, and then I want to align center all of it. So you see how they all got together. Now this layer right here, I want to edit this layer, and I want this layer to be 5 inches wide by, say, about 2 inches. Okay, so this one right here, I want to put this in the front because this is going to act like my little baseboard. So there goes my layout for my card, guys. Let me group these together, and then I can move them as one. When you don't group them together, they move separate. If you have them grouped, they'll move as one. Now there's difference on grouping, welding, and slicing. So now I'm going to come up to my upload images, and I'm going to but I'm going to bring in my cuts. So here goes one of them. Here goes another one. There goes another one. And what else? I think that was it. Okay, and all of these files is from Mrs. Kate's Cuttables, guys, okay? Okay, so now I want to ungroup this because let me move this all over so I have some room. Because the only sentiment I want to use is time for school. And I want to regroup this again. But before I do, I want to come to my layers panel. And I would like to change the white background, if I can find it, okay, to like a tan. Okay, and then the back layer to a black. Okay, so that's all I did for this. And oh, I just X'd that out. Undo. Thank God for the undo buttons. Back then in the day, there was no such thing as an undo button. If you deleted it by accident, that was it. So now you want to group these together. Okay, so now that we got our title, we're going to put it right over here. And then we're going to come to the worm. Now for the worm, I end up deleting some of the cuts because I wanted just the worm and just the head. Not the head, but I end up stamping the face on it. And that looks so cool. Okay. So now we want to join that one together. Group it. And now we want to take each one of these books and layer them on top of each other, because this is where our worm is going to sit and group. Okay, so then what I ended up doing was taking these two cuts. Well, I took this one and I eliminated all of the spots because I wanted his hair. So let's say that this is the part that I end up using because I don't want to go and delete all those. You know, let me show you how to high contour. Okay. So then you want to bring this up to where you can see it. And you see this high contour on the computer is a little bit harder than on the iPad. So let me rewind back. Hello. Okay, so then I'm just going to X that one out and X this one out. And I'm just going to use this worm. So let me group it together. So then I could lay it right here on top of my book. Group that together. So now I have my worm and my sentiment. Now let's start working on the bird. Now I want to ungroup this because I want to make a table, so I need to duplicate. Now check this guys out, okay? So now I'm going just to group all of this together so it stays as one. And then let's shrink it down a little bit. Then for this I want to add ungroup. Then I click on there and I want this to be like a brownish color, a light brown. Say like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna add. Now like I said, whenever you join something together, it always comes to the front, so you want to click that and bring it to the back, and then all your other layers will fall right in. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm gonna get another shape, another square, and this square I'm going to size it 5 inches wide by 1.25. Okay, that's too big. By 1 inch. Then what I ended up doing was I went to the font cartridge and I just spelled out the alphabet. And I think I got it. A, B, C. Okay, so I wrote out all the alphabets.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Then let's change it that color for right now. So then I took all the alphabets right here, and they're lowercase, but I did mine in uppercase. Then I joined these two together. I grouped them. You can slice them through if you want, but I just thought it was a little bit too much. So then you put that right on top. Now what I ended up doing was I took this square, then I took another shape of a square. Oh, that's the circle. I'm sorry, guys. And then I want to because I wanted to make it, and I want to duplicate this piece because we are going to make a table, guys. So there goes my piece right there. You could bring it in, make it tinier, smaller, taller. And then I'm going to add this right here, but I'm going to make this part smaller because the base of every table is always small. And I'm going to add that to the middle. So then I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. So now I want to take all three of my pieces and I want to click weld. So now here goes my table. So now let's change the color. And let's make this brown. But you know, before I do that, let me undo and undo. You want to do a duplicate cut because you want layers on this. So duplicate that. Move this to the side. Then click weld. And oh, that don't even look good. Undo. Then click weld. Now you have your table for up here, but you just have to position it smaller. And then you can take your sign, bring your sign to the front, of course, and make the sign smaller to where it fits underneath the table. Then the worm and the books, it's going to look like that. Then this is going to arrange in the front. And then I'm going to layer my worm right on top of the table that I designed. And then I add some embellishments and all that type of goodness, guys. And there you go. That's how I designed my card. So now let me show you how I put it together. Okay, guys, so now we're at my table. So now we're going to put this card together. So the papers that I end up using is from We Are Memory Keepers, and this is called Happy Camper. This is a double-sided paper. One side has one pattern, the other side got 4, as you can see. And the next pattern paper that I end up using is this one because I wanted to use this yellow cardstock. Okay, so let's get started. My card is going to be an A2 size card. That means this is going to be 5.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So we got that down. I already designed the inside of the card. So for my sentiment, I end up using the Scrappy Mom stamp set called Candy Grams, and I use You Are Such a Smarty. So I stamped that with my Misty. Then I end up using my EK Success ABC 123 border punch. And I made a strip there with a border, and then I added the pattern paper. Okay, so there goes the inside of the card. So now let's start decorating our scene. So the first thing we're going to do is we have a white piece of cardstock that's going to go laid down first. And that is going to go right here in the middle. Okay. And then I have my yellow cardstock that I'm going to add. And that's going to go in the middle of the white cardstock. Okay. And then I have a black cardstock that I'm going to add in the middle of the yellow. And I did these colors as fall colors because school does start in the fall. So I figured the colors that I chose for this project is awesome. Then I have the pattern paper and we're just going to attach that in the middle of the black layer. Just like that. So there goes our layer of the card, right? So now I have 1.5 inch piece, and I end up cutting this out of this wood grain paper that I end up having. So now I'm just going to attach this down here. And there goes the start of our scene. So now the next thing we're going to do is, like I showed you on my video, I end up cutting out a 1 inch strip, but this is actually 3/4 of an inch. Then I end up cutting out the ABC out of the text letters, and I glue them down here. Then I end up, as you can see guys, it's kind of shiny, so I put some glossy accents. So now I'm just going to add this straight to the top of my card. Because if you ever went to school, into an elementary school, you will always see like the ABCs 1, 2, 3 border that they have on the top of all the boards and around the whole entire classroom. So that's going to go right there. Okay, so look at how cool this is coming out. Now the next thing that I have is my owl. So look at how cute this owl is. And I cut this owl at 2.5 inches, guys. And I popped the eyes up. And this cut is so stinking cute. So I'm going to attach my owl right there. But before I do that, I want to add the bottom of the floor. So I'm going to take my ATG, well, my zip dry. And I'm going to add some there, and I'm going to add this to the bottom of my owl, and I think right there would be good. Make sure it's straight. Let me see. Yes, the owl looks good there. Now for the owl, I would like to pop the owl up. So let me grab my foam tape. Okay, so now that I got my foam tape, I'm just going to cut a couple of pieces. I'm going to layer it down. I'll cut one there, one over there, one on the top, and one more piece on the edge. Okay, then I'm going to peel this off. Then I'm going to add my owl down, just like that. Then the owl came with a little wand. So I'm going to take my 2-way and I'm going to glue this on. His hand, if I can grab it, it's so thin. Okay, and I'm going to add that right there. Okay, so, and that glue will dry up clear. So there goes that. Now, I ended up doing a print and cut because I could not cut it the size that I wanted. So I decided to just do a print and cut. So here goes the print and cut on my school title that says it's time for school. And I ended up using some gel pen to kind of bring the shine out. But before I go there, let me add my table. So here goes the table that I ended up making, guys. I showed you that you took this piece and duplicated it, got a square, and then added it together. So I want to make sure I'm going to have that there, but I need to see if my worm is going to fit on top. So there goes my stack of books. And then my worm. And I think that looks good right there. So now I'm just going to add some glue down here so I know exactly where I'm going to put it. And then add a little bit of glue to the top and in the middle. Okay, so now I'm just going to add this right down here. Just like this. Okay, that looks so cool, guys. And my tape is a little bit crooked. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to add my books to the top of the table. Just like that. Then I'm not sure if I want to pop up the worm. I think I'm going to pop them up. Okay, now that I got my worm on some pop dots. Oops. Just gonna, I really don't need that one. Just going to remove the tabs. Okay, and then we're gonna add my worm to the books. Just like that. And now for the face, I end up using the Peachy Keen PK 1400 called Clowning Around Face Assortment. And I end up using this face right here, guys. And it came out so stinking cute. Look at how cute his face came out. Okay, so the last thing that I want to add is the title. And I'm just going to make it easy. I'm just going to put some foam tape on the bag. Gonna add one to the bottom and one to the top, and that should be even enough. Yes. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the foam tape off and add my sentiment down, and that is going to be my card for Mrs. K's Cuttables. I thought it's so cute. Back to school. I am so happy and thrilled, guys. So there goes my card for Mrs. K's Cuttables. If you like this video, please thumbs up. If you haven't, press the subscribe button. You guys could come follow me on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And there goes the front of my card. It says time for school. And you're such a smarty. And I thought it came out so adorable. I add glossy accents to the owl's eyes. And you see the shimmery bling that I end up putting on the time for school. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.